All right. Good evening, everybody. And how are we all doing? We've made it to November. And hello, Wow Tracer, with your butt emote. So welcome to Sweet States 76. Ahoy, says Amir. How are you doing? The monthly stream VOD vlog thing where I talk about the state of the channel, things that have happened, things that are going to happen, and things as they are right now in the present moment. And as you can see, the title screen has gone back to its normal colours, no more dynamic red influences since we're now in November. Whether or not I will change this up for next month, if I can find a way of doing it a bit more creatively perhaps, make it more wintry, I will see. I don't actually know how many people view this intro screen on the stream or even in the VOD, since I try to cut this out from the VOD when I can, unless it's a local recording, in which case I just upload the whole thing. But I do wonder how many people actually watch this little intro screen. Anyway, so time to cut away from this awesome screen and to me on the giant camera wearing a well, it is November, so jumpers are of course going to be the thing, as you'd probably expect. And yeah, so the year of 2024 is nearing an end of sorts, with 2 months left. And how are things going? Well, you may hear some loud bangs throughout the sweet states, as you could probably guess, being that it is the 2nd of November, and seeing as Bonfire Night falls on a Tuesday, some people have decided to light their fireworks today, because, you know, they can, I guess. So you might hear some fireworks going off occasionally. This may or may not be a problem where you live, depending on whether you celebrate Bonfire Night or something equivalent. So yeah, how are things going? Well, personally wise, they're going okay, I guess, ish, kind of. Yeah, it's about the best I can put on it, to be honest. I always start these by talking about my personal situation, and at the moment, that personal situation is like, ugh, pretty much. I mean, let me explain why I feel that way. So, obviously, last month, well, there's several reasons. The first reason is, obviously, last month, I suppose I can mention it now. I'm not persuaded, but I'll mention it now. So obviously last month, I was expecting to do quite well in terms of monies and whatnot. You know, it was my birthday. I had that big poker win. I'll talk more about that later. And I thought, okay, cool. I'm going to be able to have a very nice month. I'm going to be able to start building up a bit of money, a bit of incentive. And then I'm hit with a massive MOT repair cost to get my car up to MOT standard. So all the winnings I've had from poker this month, and just in general, have been completely wiped out by this MOT cost, which, by the way, is not the end of it either. I got the car stuff fixed that allowed my car to stay on the road, but it's still several things that are going to have to be fixed probably next week, which is going to cost me more money. In case you didn't get the gist, I'm not really keen on spending large amounts of money, like at all, for the rest of this decade if possible. I am trying to save money so I can get my own house at the end of the decade. And I actually thought that this last month was going to be a bit of a nice month for me, get a bit of a financial boost, keep most of the money, and go, yeah, a bit more going forward. But nope, all wiped out. At least I had those winnings, to be fair. Without those winnings, I'd have actually probably posted my first, one of my few months where I've spent more than I've earned. I mean, I do keep track of these things on a monthly budget system, which has been very helpful for me to keep an eye on what I'm spending. And there's been very few months where I've spent more than I've earned, whether that be most of my job, but also counts of poker winnings and other things like that. But I guess, but it's still a little gutting for me that, I have my biggest poker win, I have my best poker wins, my best poker month, put money in, it's just completely wiped out. Sucks. And it's also not the end of the issues with the car. I need a car, but honestly, I sometimes feel like I wish I could just get rid of the car. It's an expensive requirement. It's a money pit, I will need it for traveling. It's just, I do wonder sometimes, I wish I could just not need it. It would be great. But I digress. So that's the first reason. The second reason is, unfortunately, although I did talk about this last month in terms of trying to get a permanent promotion to a teaching assistant level 2, I did not get. There was an internal job interview at my workplace, and I did apply for it, but I was not given an interview for this one. So I wasn't even given a chance to apply for this, because my current position is I am level 2, but it ends halfway through this month, and I go back to being a level 1. So I take a slight decrease in pay, somewhere around £45. It's not a lot, but as I've touched upon before, job security. In a level 2 position, I have more long-term job security. As a level 1, I do not have long-term job security, even though I've worked at this place for 4 years now. As of this month, it will have been 4 years since this place gave me a chance during the pandemic, got me out of the depression at the time when I was absolutely very close to being genuinely, completely broke and unemployed for way too long. So, in 4 years, I've managed to build up my balances a bit, which is great. But now I was trying to cement it, having a secure anchor, so I can then focus on trying to earn extra money via a side thing, which was at one point going to be streaming until that's just gone. That's over. This can no longer even be a side hustle. I make a little bit of money every so often, and I appreciate you supporting it. But that's the thoughts of that being something I can use to, boost my finances is gone, and that's okay. I largely do this for fun anyway. I always have done, I never want to become one of these streamers that does it just for the money, Not like I'm not like that. Never have been. Always done this for fun. And you have to remember, I've done this for years, since 2009 for free. It's just been about the community and having fun with people. So, and then it was going to be the poker, and poker at the moment is what I am. Hey, Depop, how's it going? So obviously the next thing was going to be poker. After the pandemic ended, I've spent more time studying poker. I've had a few decent results. I'm getting a little better at it. I'm starting to go to casinos, not often enough. And I do admit I need to get more practice. But the national final result I had earlier last month, which I will talk about in the poker section. That was the biggest confidence boost. I can do things, but I need that more regularly if I'm going to be able to sustain a decent standard of living long term. And part of that would be having a steady anchor of a job, something you keep it, it's stable, it gives you enough money. And now that's gone. I'm still in the job. I am under no immediate threat of being fired or terminated because of funding problems. But what I'm saying is that if things change, and they could change, and they might change, my job status as a level 1 assistant is not exactly going to, they could just say, right, we got to cut all level 1 assistants to save money at this school, and then I'd be gone. Granted, this time around at least I have a lot more money to fall back on, but then I'd have to find another job somewhere, and that could take some time. And that's not really what I want. So, yeah, not particularly happy about that, and it seems very unlikely for at least a couple of months that I will be able to get another shot at the level 2. I'm going to keep applying for level 2s jobs when they come up at my workplace. But for now, it's just a combination of the fact that I'm having to spend a large amount, and also the fact that Christmas is coming up, and I am going to be spending a bit of money on getting Christmas presents ready, which is what I want to do. It's the fun part of spending my cash on things for gifts for people I care about. But it's that, the fact that I didn't get the chance to secure my job, the fact that I'm spending all this money. Hey, Drowkin, you await yours. Yeah, you'll get yours in Christmas. How you doing, Drowkin? Hope you're doing well. So I'm okay, but just a little bummed about that happening over the half-term period as well. That from the high of the beginning of the month and then the low at the end of the month. And also the fact that, Halloween, I've been at work again most of the time, so didn't get to celebrate that. There you go, Austin. Thanks for the raid. Welcome to Sweet State 76, everyone. Talking about the state of the channel and things past and present. I'm doing okay. Went to the gym today. Did some exercise. My football team lost. Disappointing, but it's normal. So yeah, for now, I'm just kind of hoping to, hopefully I don't have to spend a lot more money on this car problem. Hopefully I can get the Christmas presents sorted quickly. Well, your football team also won. What? No, they didn't. They lost. What is that? Oh, right. I don't recognize that word. Oh, you wait for the Champions League finale. Yay. With a good manager, anything is possible. Okay. Thanks, Depop. So we'll hire you as the manager of our team. Great. Took me 5 years, but you got it done. Yay. Thank you, Depop. So yeah, I'm just my goal for the rest of this year is just to spend as little as possible and get to next year, really. With nothing really big happening. I mean, obviously next month I'm going to be going down to visit my family, which is great. That'll be a nice few days in the south of the country. And Christmas time, festive, 2 weeks off work, New Year, it'd be great. I just gotta get there with trying to, I was kind of hoping, yes, I'm going to visit my family for 5 days in the south of the country for Christmas. I did mention this last month. It's from the 23rd to the 27th. I think I got that right. Yeah, I think it's 23rd to the 27th. Going for a couple of days to see them, which will be fun. I've never actually been down to see my sister in her house that she has down there before. So it'll be very nice to go down and see them. They'd always come up here, or we've been unable to go at all due to pandemic. So it'd be nice to do that for a change. So yeah, basically, I just want to get my car fixed without hopefully praying that there's not a massive amount of money to spend on it. Get the Christmas presents sorted, and then just probably don't spend a lot. Try and get some decent poker results. Maybe a quick financial boost would be nice. Maybe I win a tournament and get $1,000 in my account or something. That would probably cheer me up. So yeah. Also, I am trying to aim to get my weight loss down quite a bit towards the Christmas period, and that is something that actually is more successful and hopefully will continue to be so. I did mention that last month, in this regard, I have finally, for the first time in my recorded history, have actually weighed at the 17 stone bracket, firmly in the 17 stone bracket, not just like a tiny bit in there at 17 stone 13. I am talking about 17 stone 9 and 7. Christmas is the worst time for weight. Yes, Christmas is the worst time to do it, but I'm talking about in the weeks running up to Christmas. That is what I'm aiming for. So, I'm kind of aiming that if I really don't do anything stupid for the next 7 weeks, that hopefully by the time it comes to the Christmas holiday, I had one stone, it's like 55 kilos, right? I don't think it's quite that. I can check the... one stone... Oh, go away, something. 1 stone is apparently equivalent to about 6.3 kilograms. So I currently weigh somewhere around 17 dot something stone. I don't actually know what I weigh. I'm going to weigh myself again tomorrow. So I didn't do great over half term, so I didn't weigh myself last week. But according to this, I will be somewhere between 107 kilos and 114 kilograms. Yeah, somewhere around that. Probably about 110 kilograms, which I guess is a fair bit. You know, I mean, part of it is I am 6'4" height. I am muscularly built a bit, so there is a decent chunk that's never going away, which is fine. But I know I can lose quite a bit. So I'm really looking forward. That's the only thing that's actually going really well consistently so far. I think my jumper is like 15 kilograms anyway, maybe. But I am really starting to feel that I have really crossed the mental barrier of breaking this 17. So I'm starting to feel it. You know, for the first time, I'm actually starting to feel the weight loss. Genuinely feel it. And what I want to do is I really want to see if I can actually get down to very close. I don't know if I'll crack 16 stone by Christmas, but if I do, that'll be absolutely fucking incredible. But getting close to it so that I go into 2025 and one of the first targets I can achieve is getting to 16 stone would be fucking amazing. You know, to finally start losing a significant amount of weight and keep my health good for the long term would mean that I have done something I've wanted to do for years. Fucking decades. You know, I've always wanted to lose weight and I've never ever been able to stick to it. And now, if you drop weight at Christmas or back Christmas, I mean, I expect to put on a bit of weight over Christmas, of course. That's not a problem. But it'd be really cool if, like, I was, like, 17 stone 1 or 17 stone 0. Even if I crack 16 stone 13 going into the trip down to my family, and then I have to put it back. But then it's like, I'm very close. I'm making the weight loss. I'm doing things. I'm fucking doing things with my life. So I'm trying to, that's my aim. For the next 7 weeks, I want to really try, if possible, to get to the 16 stone barrier for Christmas, and then after that, going into the new year, stay in the 16 stone, and then see how I feel. Because at that point, I'm starting to be like in the realm of I'm hopefully going to have the delightful conundrum of how much weight do I then want to go on to lose, you know? Obviously, when I was like 20 stone and 19 stone, it was like, yeah, I could tell I need to lose the weight. But I'm starting to get to that point. Will I get to that point when I'm like, okay, I'm looking quite healthy now. Do I just stay at this weight category, or do I go lower? Do I start bulking up on the muscles? Do I switch my focus to like physical strength? Do I change it a bit? Do I keep going, go down to 15, 14, 13 stone? You know, what kind of weight thing do I want to achieve? You know, but it'll be a nice problem to have, eh? Very nice problem to have, and I'll feel a lot better for it. You know, I'll finally be able to feel a lot more comfortable in this sack of meat that is my body for the first time for probably a very, 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 very probably first time ever, to be honest. And wouldn't that be nice? So that's the big aim I'm going to try. You know, even though my finances are being spent on stupid things, maybe I can crack the weight barrier, end the year on about 26, 27K in money, and go into 2025 with renewed hope and optimism that I could do things. And that's about where I'm at personally. So there you go. Wish I was reporting a slightly more optimistic occurrence, but yeah, it is what it is. It is what it is. Right, so moving on from that, it's time to go over the recap of Spooktober, which happened last month. Yay! Spooktober 2024, my favorite time of year, where I get to play horror games for an entire month. Hey, serious? Yes, a recap of what I play. So, this year, Spooktober was kind of a mixed bag, I think. Mostly it was good, though, but there was a couple of turds in there of sorts, or things that weren't quite as good. So, it started out with pools. I didn't mind pools. I think as an opening game, as a more relaxed introduction, I think pools was okay. But I will admit that I expected a tiny bit more from pools later on. It tried to do some stuff at the final level. It tried, but pools was okay. But I know a lot of you weren't fans of that. I feel it was a step in the right direction towards the kind of liminal, horror-ish experience I'm looking for. It was quite immersive at times, don't get me wrong. It just needed something to happen a bit more regularly. It needed a bit of a better ending too. But yeah, that was the starting game, and it was okay. You know, not gonna say it was completely lacking in everything. It just didn't quite deliver at the end. My recap in a nutshell has been Saved, Damned Apocalypse, Haunted Castle Revisited, Red Spell 93, and Project Malice in Doom Builder, Project Torn in Horror, Blood Omen, Legacy of Kain, Killing Time Resurrected, Blood What Lies Beneath, Carpathian Nights, Torn Builder, Ghostly Castlevania 3, and finally Forgive Me Father 2. And that reminds me, at some point I do need to get around to playing Forgive Me Father 1, which I do have. But yeah, it's quite a lot of games there. Definitely leaning heavily into the Doom stuff. Hey, Lord Misfit, how's it going? So yeah, pools was okay, I think. I mean, considering the last time I played a liminal game at the beginning of a Spooktober was that Backrooms one, I can't remember its name, but it was like shorter and also lacked something, you know. I'm sure there's got to be a liminal space game that's a little more involved. Maybe I'll find it, or maybe it'll come. I'll find it one day. We'll see. After that, I moved on to the Liminal Spaces Jam in Quake, which was something that came up at a random YouTube recommendation, which led me to be very curious, and it did also lead to an interesting little thing that is now settled up. You leveled a Diablo 3 hardcore character and won Preston Champions Week in October. Well done, you Depop. So Liminal Spaces Jam was okay. There was only one level with combat in it, which surprised me a little bit. I'd recommend Alkaline 1.2 if you're to use its arsenal more often. Alkaline 1.2, since Liminal Spaces Jam uses its resources. Well, I can't really say I really saw a lot of Liminal Spaces, the weapons in that. It was one level, but thanks. Serious. I will be talking a bit about Quake in a little bit as well. So yeah, that was okay. That was an interesting little journey for a Quake map jam. It's actually the second time I've played something that wasn't a Quake remastered thing on the channel. I mean, I went through a couple of the stuff that was attached to Quake Remastered at the time. So this is the second time I've played a community map jam, and it was an interesting enough experience. It was nice to play a pinchy Quake map for the first time. Or was it this? Did you ever win the previous one? I can't remember. It might have been the second time, actually, now that I think about it. Now that I think about it, the previous one I played, I think Pinchy might have had a map for that too. I can't remember. So yeah, that was okay as a follow-up. Alkaline is a very tech-based heavy map set for those who like that kind of thing. Okay. Then I moved on to Typing of the Dead Overkill. That was a gift from Drauken. And that was a fun little game that I got through pretty quick. John! Hello, Alfredo. How are you doing? Good to see you, Alfredo. We'll get around to talking about that WOD in a little bit. Halloween may be over, but the fun is yet to be. Yes, yes, yes. We're going to talk about Bloodfall in a bit. Don't worry. So yeah, Timing of the Dead was okay. I mean, I wasn't a fan of the last boss, but it was an interesting idea of the typing mechanic. It was fun. It was sweet. Do I have the graphic ready already? Oh no, that's not it. That's not it. Oh, maybe I don't have it available actually. I can. Oh God, what's that? That's an old one. I can get the graphic up though. Just bear with me. Yeah. So let's get the graphic is now ready. The graphic will be ready when it is time. Don't worry, it's ready. It's in place. I'm not going to do it just yet, but I know which one. You and I both know which one will be up in a minute, and so does Alfredo. So yeah, Timing of the Dead Overkill was interesting game. Typing out to defeat the zombies, kind of a cool little thing. Enjoyed that. Very cheesy. Lots of swearing. Loved it. Then we played Descending, which was a short game suggested by Nitro number 9, which was a decent little 45-minute, 1-hour game, which I liked, with a somewhat dark ending. Yeah, that was okay. Quite nice. Then played The Pony Factory, another short game from David Szymanski, Mr. Dusk, and that was a decent little mini FPS game too, killing ponies in the dark, possibly squirrels. And that was gifted by Drauken. And then tried out Total Chaos, the Doom Total Conversion. I was kind of excited for actually, because I heard about it was really good for quite a few years. And unfortunately, Total Chaos kind of sucked for me. I was not a big fan of the game after I'd played it for a few hours. It started out with the potential to have a decent atmosphere, but the gameplay just became this extremely, very tedious. Okay, thank you. Very tedious combat, and it was a bit janky in the wrong kind of way, where it was like janky in the way that it was not as fun. And I think Total Chaos was not super terrible, but the immersion just disappeared from me after a certain point, a few hours in, and I just got fed up with the combat, and I was like, at that point, I'm like, okay, you're not immersing me with the atmosphere anymore. I'm seeing the combat, and when that happens in any kind of horror game, then the game has failed for you. And that's when I'm like, okay, I need to stop playing. So I packed in Total Chaos after a single stream and didn't finish it because I just got tired of the game. And that's fine. You know, I mean, I'm at the time Total Chaos came out, I'm pretty sure it was reviewed, but I think over time I've seen better horror things. I mean, Divine Frequencies demo that I played last year was pretty good. That's a horror-themed Doom game that's coming out also under the Hellforge banner. You know, I've seen better things with better gameplay that also are horror in Doom. Whereas Total Chaos felt like it was trying something, but that something was very tedious. But I will commend the fact that it seemed rather, you know, I'm sure some people will like Total Chaos. But I unfortunately do not. I'm not one of those people who like that kind of game. You know, like proper survival horror stuff like that. It's very hit and miss for me. I can either quite embrace it or I get really annoyed at the combat. It's why even though I played Resident Evil 1 and 2 remake, I didn't always enjoy either of them because I just don't like some of the quirks of survival horror sometimes. Resident Evil 7 was good though. Out of curiosity, Sweet, did you ever play any of the Ghouls Forest games in the past? I'm asking you very specifically, just curious, since I saw a video of reference recently and minded their existence. I have played Ghouls Forest 3, and I've beaten it a couple of times. The Ghouls Forest 3 is short, and I know how you beat all the enemies. It's just... I'm pretty sure I may have actually played it on stream at one point, very briefly. I mean, you have the 4 enemies. You got the Jitter Skull, the SJS face, the Creeper Ghoul, which is the scariest of the 3, and you got the Samara Ghoul that goes around in a circle and is a scripted action, and you have to stay in one spot and try and predict where she's going to appear. You find out and she's dead. Yeah. Yeah, well, I call it the Samara Ghoul because that's the command line that you use to summon it. But yeah, it's called the Ure. But I always refer to it as the Samara Ghoul, which is a funny little name. Kind of surprised I haven't seen that sprite in other things, actually. It's an interesting little sprite, I guess. So yeah, I have played Ghouls Forest 3. Maybe on stream, maybe very briefly. Was tempted to do it this Spooktober, but I decided against it. I was actually even tempted to include it as the Iron Man pick for the month, but I decided that was just a bit daft. Might have an interesting Iron Man bit, though, I guess. But anyway. So yeah, Total Chaos did not suit me. And then... Might be too hard. Yeah, there's there's a bit of RNG to it. It's simple enough, but yeah, the fact that it's insta-kill is a bit BS, so that's what lead me against it. And then the final thing that I got around to playing, which was a success, thankfully, was World of Horror. Oh, sorry, no, the second to last thing I got around to playing and finishing was World of Horror, which Lord Misfit also gifted me. World of Horror was fun. Really lived up to the hype. And it will probably be one of those games I will dip into for filler streams every so often because it just looks really cool. You know, the atmosphere of the game is just brilliant. Yeah, I got 5 straight wins, upping the difficulty gradually as we went up, and then a crazy loss because I chose the wrong option on the broke guy. But yeah, I mean, the game is just fun. I really enjoyed that. And you will be seeing it as the occasional... I might play it off stream, and I might play some of it on stream. But you will see it again at some point. You know, it might end up being that game. Okay, the stream's ended early. What should we do? World of Horror run. Let's go unlock more stuff. Let's see all the other mysteries. You know, I've got that kind of thing where I want to play more of it again because it's really fun. Really well made game. And you will see that again. And then I got around to Coven, which I will finish tomorrow. Heels in your eyeballs. Ugh, yeah, don't remind me of that. Ugh. Yeah, and then there's Coven, which I will finish tomorrow night. I was going to finish it tonight, but I decided to swap the date of the Sweet State and Coven around so that, you know, just because. get the Sweet State done, and I can get on with Coven. And Coven's been great. I mean, I felt like Coven kind of lost its way a little bit when that World War II level came up. But it's been okay after that. I think levels 3 to 5, the first levels 3 to 5 are genuinely quite brilliant, and are probably may well be the peak of the game. To be honest, really well crafted, interesting levels that almost felt a bit like Thief-esque some of the time, with all the different routes and paths to follow. Really good stuff. And I'm looking forward to seeing what the mana's like tomorrow and whatever's after that. But I've been very impressed with Coven. It's got a bit of jank here and there, but its heart is in the right place, and that is usually being eaten by the witch. I love that game mechanic. It's just so fun. There's a fantastic atmosphere in Coven, and the music helps, and it's just really good game, you know. And I'm hoping it ends on a strong note as well. But definitely a great game. Kind of a shame I couldn't get it finished in the Spooktober, but I just ran out of time. But it's fun. I would recommend anyone who's interested in Coven, which has a demo, to play it. It's fun. Really good gameplay, very nice, fun stuff. Hopefully Civvy will do a video on it at some point. I mean, he just dropped the Castlevania video, which I'll be watching tonight, later. Hopefully he'll do a Coven video. And yeah, that's been Spooktober. So, any thoughts on Spooktober from the chat? There were quite a few reserved games I didn't get around to. I didn't get around to Parasite Flower, Mouthwashing, Dead Beacon, that VHS Anthology thing, which I never put, Dishwashing Sim. Nightmare House Reimagined didn't happen, so I didn't play that. John will probably never play that game. You mean... Puppetour. Puppetour is on my gifted games not on current list, which is still quite a lot. Yeah, don't worry, it's on this big ass list of things that I am going to get around to the next few years as I finally play some of these gifted games, you know. Oh, it was Hackross who gave me Forgive Me, Father. Hackross was the one who gifted me that. So your favourite game in the last 10 years. So I'll play it at some point, Depop. All these games aren't just here to fill up a list. These are things that have been gifted and I'll be getting around to. I mean, Drauken and Ward Misfit alone have quite a few games I could play probably for another year between them. Not that that's a bad thing, of course. It's nice to have all these options to play. I certainly will be getting around to a lot of them. Mine is like 2 hours. So yeah, hopefully next Spooktober will go even better. Hopefully next Spooktober I will have a bit more planning going into it, and I'll actually have a really cool, an even better lineup. But I enjoy doing Spooktober. I enjoy the theme of doing strictly horror stuff for an entire month. It was great, you know. It was fun stuff, and I can't wait for next year. Halloween being my favorite time of the year, generally. So, yeah. So that's Spooktober. Good shit. So, as I mentioned, one of the discoveries that we did have, thanks to Depop and a few others helping out with this, is I finally have now managed to get Quake stuff up and running, which is incredible. You know, I mean, I've talked about wanting to do Quake stuff for a good while, but I've never felt like there's been someone did suggest Iron Whale a bit ago. I can't remember who it was, but it was a bookmarked link before it was suggested in Spooktober. But I never actually bothered to actually look into it. But now, having actually... it could have been you, I don't know. I really don't know. But, yeah. But holy shit, I mean, this thing is incredibly easy to use. That's what surprised me. I thought Quake would be really bloody awkward to get running. But like, I used it for this, of course. You know, like the Liminal Spaces jam. And it's really easy. Like, you just put the folder into the Steam thing for Quake, you run it as a mod on Ironwhale, and that's it. Easy as piss. You can just jump between different things, and Ironwhale is the easiest option to launch from before you'd have to use the game command to load it. Yeah, this is like really nice and convenient. It's even something you can just download that this provides you. But obviously, the big two that people have suggested to me is... Well, I have shown this off before, but I'm going to show it again for the sake of the sweet state. So this is Dwell, which I believe is considered to be the Back to Saturn X equivalent. Type experience for Quake. This is based on the runes that you required in the main game, so yeah, the holy grail of Quake mapping. 2 episodes left to go, though. Well, that's really cool. And then Arcane Dimensions, which is considered by quite a lot of people to be the best Quake thing ever created. And is widely suggested, or even Civvy suggested, just play Arcane Dimensions in one of his videos. And I actually thought it'd be really difficult to get these running with Quake, or just in general, but here we are. This is, this level particularly captures my attention. I love the intro to this level. It's such a cool little intro. Amazing stuff. But just to give you a little sample, this is... Oh, you cut between this... Oh, I didn't know that was... Yeah, I mean, check this out for an intro. I mean, and then you got this cool music that comes in. And I actually saw this from a video that Depop linked of 20 minutes plus of good cooking Quake levels that used music from Arcane Dimensions. I mean, holy shit, just this room itself looks really cool. Really good stuff. So, these are both things that I now can most definitely consider playing in the future, you know. I mean, I've talked about for years that I wanted to play Arcane Dimensions, and now I'm actually able to do so, if I so wish. So what I'm basically trying to say here is that all this time I've talked about wanting to play more Quake stuff. Now I have a really easy way of doing that. It may happen quite soon. It may happen this month, which is, you know, I might just play them both this month. Maybe. I'll see. What's also cool is you can go to different levels as well. So you can just sort of jump to the level you want. You know, there's quite a lot of levels and so forth, which is nice. Take a look at Grendel's Blade. Grendel's Blade, alright, we'll have a look. Grendel's Blade. Oh wow, giant sword, huh? Very cool. That is quite the blade. Yeah, it certainly is. I think there was a flying thing above too. Yeah. Apparently a lot of the levels in this look really good as well. Like this is an average kind of level in this set. So yeah. So many levels too. But what I found interesting, and I also found out by so I'm just going to pop back into the main screen now. But the interesting thing I also found out when I was looking into Arcane Dimensions and Dwell, which I've also pointed out, this map has 15 runes in it, and when you find one of the runes on the blade disappear, and there's a meta secret. Oh wow, that sounds pretty cool. You'll have to tell me that when I play the level, so I maybe can look for it. That sounds fun to do. So because of all this, I'm considering some Quake stuff in the future. But as I was going to say, what I found interesting when looking into Dwell and Arcane Dimensions is both map sets have pinchy maps in them. Both map sets have pinchy maps. And I said this when I exclaimed this the first time. If you wanted me to play these a lot quicker, you should have just told me that Pinchy had mapped in Arcane Dimensions. I'd have been downloading Arcane Dimensions like the same day, probably. And I didn't think Pinchy would be in either of these things, but Pinchy indeed has a map in Dwell, and Pinchy does indeed have a map in Arcane Dimensions. And I'm sure there's other stuff too. So, oh, it's time to stretch. Okay, let's do some stretches. Stretch those arms, stretch those legs. Do the high knees. Stretch, stretch, stretch. Stretch out. Alright, that's enough stretching. You like his Dwell episode 2 and Arcane maps, but the Dwell 1 map is horrible. More dance moves than stretches, but it'll do. Well, you know, it's always important to get out my chair sometimes. It's probably something I should do. It's probably something I should do more regularly anyway, especially when I get immersed in a game and I don't leave for 3 hours. I probably should try and do that more often. But yeah, now I have access to Quake stuff, and I can play it. So, I don't know when I'll get around to playing Arcane Dimensions or Dwell, but I mean, it could be this month. I might wait till next year. I'll see where I feel like going. I mean, now that Spooktober's over, I can go back to this sort of playing what I feel like direction I've been going on this year. But now you know I have the capability to play them. They will be there to tempt me every day. So, yeah. You might see some Quake stuff soon. I mean, I did have a plan for doing a Quake month once where I do nothing but play Quake for an entire month. So, who knows? But I may need quite a few more Quake things. I'm going to do that. Which I can acquire. Anyway, that's Quake. So, what am I going to be playing after Coven? I hear no one ask. Well, I'm going to be playing, and this is where we will need that picture. It's time. Yes, it will be that time. It's that time again. It is this time. Which really I should have put an archvile or two in this picture, but I made this a long time ago when I was... Did I make this before I played Bloodflow? I think I did. But I think I made this a few years back. Where's the fettuccine? So yeah, recently, you remember that in the last few years, in occasional playtest streams, I was playing something called Bloodflow. The first 2 episodes of it. Alfredo would release 9 or 10, an episode, 9 or 10 maps. I'd play it on stream, found myself enjoying it mostly, and then said, I'll play the next episode. And then I played the second episode at some point. And I said, okay, I'll play the third episode, and now it's out. The full thing is released. So it's a GZ Doom UDMF thing with levels that are somewhat challenging, but there's an interesting gimmick of blood being a source of progression. And I really did enjoy the first 2 episodes. And, Frito being a decent mapper, it was a fun experience, even though it was quite difficult at times. And so I've decided that with the full release of the Mega Wad, that I will go back to it and play the whole thing from start to finish, all 31 maps of it. So I'm not just going to play the third episode. I'm going to go back to map 1 and, for all of my sins, play the whole thing again. At least the previous 2 episodes I've played, plus the new third one I haven't. And I'm sure there'll be some changes and improvements, and I probably won't remember everything. So I will be looking forward to this because I like Bloodflow for the most part, and it was a fun little map set. Difficult in places, but a fun little map set. And it'll be nice to play the full thing and, see what it's like. So it is my intention to play this as the next Doom-related thing. Well, it'll just be nice to revisit them then in that case. But I figure I'll just play the whole thing, just as a full playthrough, and it'll help for the thread. And, I think a few people have already played it. Didn't STX Vile play Bloodflow? I think Vortal might have played it. So I think a few others have touched upon it. So hopefully it's getting a lot of decent amount of attention for you. But yeah, we'll be looking forward to revisiting the first 2 episodes. I'm sure somebody played it. I saw some Doom streamer play Bloodflow recently. I can't remember who it was, but I'm sure somebody did. I'm just trying to remember who it was, but I know I saw a Twitch title that was Bloodflow from somebody. So it might have been someone else entirely. I'm not remembering exactly, but yeah, that will be the next thing I'll be playing. Beyond that, I don't know what I'll do. I'm back to this sort of picking and choosing what I feel like playing territory. But what I will be doing is I will be going back to the style of alternating between a Doom-related thing and a non-Doom-related thing for this month at least. Which I think people quite liked that, because it meant that if people didn't like the Doom stuff, they could just tune to the other stream and vice versa, and some people just turn up for both. So I'm going to try that again for November. So I'll be playing Bloodflow for the Doom-related thing, and I'll pick something after I've beaten Coven tomorrow night for the non-Doom-related thing. I don't know what that will be. I have no idea. I would love... I'm very tempted to actually start playing Tomb Raider, but that will be quite a lengthy excursion. Then again, it's going to be regardless of when I play it. I am largely considering the Tomb Raider Remastered series, but there will be some other things I might want to play as well first. So I'll let you all know what I decide tomorrow. I'll decide something tomorrow night after I've beaten Colin. And then it'll be alternating between that and Bloodflow for a bit. And there'll be some other Doom stuff after Bloodflow, of course. So yeah. That is that. And now it's time to talk about the Iron Mans. Now, the Iron Eagle is not out yet. It's going to come out in a few days. Pegleg has already given the heads up on that. So I can't do the Iron Man run. I mean, if the Iron Mans are already available, I'd probably do the Iron Mans tomorrow and then play Coven on Monday. But since the Iron Eagle isn't available, I'm going to do Coven tomorrow instead. So the Iron Man League for this month is Genesis, since it's the 100th Iron Man League. I imagine the Icons segment in map 28 could be a potential roadblock. So this is a very interesting choice from Naza, but it is also one tinged with a slight bit of potential sadness. It's the 100th challenge, and it's going back to the very first Iron Man, which was done back in mid 2016, if I'm remembering correctly. You know, back when Alfonso was running this for the most part, and it was, you know, when people were really into this kind of stuff. And it was a bit more popular back then. You know, I mean, I have played in every single one of the other 99 Ironmans, and I'll be playing this one. So it'd be nice to revisit Jimmy's Genesis. Call it Jimmy's Genesis, but it's just called Genesis, but it's made by Jimmy. So, yeah. But as I said, this one is tinged with a little bit of slight sadness because this is going to be Nas's final Ironman week that he's going to host. Obviously, after Alfonso stopped doing these things, some people have already died, actually. There's already been a couple of deaths. Holy crap, someone made it to map 28 already. Sheesh. Wow. Map says a lot worse. Oh, God. But yeah, I mean, after Alfonso dipped out of doing it a few years back, a few people picked it up, and Nas was one of those that started doing it quite regularly. So that's nice. It's nice that Nas has been taking over because I've enjoyed doing the Ironman Week, participating, and as you all know, I've hosted two of them, including last month's. Last month's, which were a lot of people survived, to say the least, with Arcadia D-Make. I think only like 5 or 6 people actually died. Everyone else survived either quickly or not so quick. But there was a lot of survivals for my pick. And obviously, I also hosted it in October with that one time with Firebox, which was fun to do, honestly. So yeah, but this is the last time Nasa's going to be running the Ironman League as a host, and after that, the future of the Ironman League is uncertain. It could well be this might be the final Ironman League unless someone steps up. I mean, I'm happy to chip in an occasional month, but it's not something I'd want to do regularly because I'm busy with a lot of other things, you know. And although it sounds simple to run, there's quite a fair bit that goes into doing it. You gotta pick a ward. You gotta. I mean, I mean, NASA is still going to update the leaderboard, but just doing it for a month, you know, I gotta check the demos, write the obituaries, check times. It is a little bit of work. It's not a massive amount, but it is a little bit of work. So I can understand why NASA is sort of stepping back a bit. It is something extra to keep an eye on every month. So yeah. So it says here, you know, I want to award the few, and it says in the thread here, I want to award the few veterans that remain committed to the league after all this time, which is like myself. And I want to remind the league today what it was meant to be originally. The beginnings constituted more of an endurance challenge, with half the sets played in 2016 being full megawads. This set in particular had only one survivor, a true legend of the stage, Demon of the Well, and it took him more than 6 hours. And now, the last few years, we're looking at more focused challenges that take less to beat but aren't as grinding, as taxing, or more combat focused. Let's guess Tef for mention 3 ever happened. As well as easier, or, you know, fucking World Orifice, which is also a fucking awful pick, as well as easier to allocate free time for, making them more convenient and fleshed out. I'm not saying it's a bad thing at all. I do agree it's good, especially from the timing aspect. That's why I chose a single map myself. It was easier to manage the times and watch the demos. You know, I don't know if I'd want to do a full megawatt and have to track stuff like that. It is, however, evident the focus in the league shifted, and I feel to commemorate that as well as making it my last regular. Back in a sec. Oh, oh God. Sorry about that, everyone. Slight minor distraction. And I feel to commemorate that, as well as making my last regular hosted challenge, it's good to take one final look at the older league for the milestone. And thankfully, you won't have to endure my yapping about the legacy of the league after this month. At least not in a host OP. Heh. For the 100th time, good luck, mate. So yeah, obviously this is the last Ironman League that NASA is going to host, and after this, unless someone is going to step up, I hope someone does step up for December at least. This could be it. I mean, I don't know what your thoughts are on the Ironman League in the chat about how it's been. I mean, I've certainly enjoyed doing the Ironman League ever since its inception back in 2016. I always thought it was a fun idea. I love the idea of the obituaries from Alfonso. I look forward to those as much as the map picks, honestly. Seeing what he'd think and analyse of your run. That's why I tried to bring that myself in the 2 months I hosted. I wanted to bring that kind of style back. You know, the funny obituaries. You know, admittingly, and you know, it's always been fun. I mean, in the last few, recently I've been doing them non-blind to make them more interesting. I'll probably be doing the same again here. I'll probably take a look at some of the early levels of Genesis to have a peek to see what. I seem to recall I got to about map 5 or 6 when I played Genesis, and I had to do a 2-part stream where I'd beat a couple of levels, stopped the stream, came back to it the next day, and I got about 30 minutes in and died. So apparently there were some pretty stingy traps in this thing, and it's a bit of early Jimmy work, but you know, it's a Jimmy map set. But I've always enjoyed the Ironman League, and it'd be kind of a shame. I mean, there is the Iron Eagle, which is still going on, of course. But I think it'd be kind of a shame if the Ironman League was to just fizzle out and die. I mean, obviously, a lot of you will remember the Brit Bowls of the past. You know, between myself and Ian Mutt, and then Dragonfly, and then 6 of us. Jimmy has a Quake map? That doesn't surprise me. That doesn't surprise me that Jimmy's dabbled in a bit of Quake. But yeah, you know, I remember the fun with the Brit Bowls, especially it was just me and Mutt, the competitive nature of trying to beat him. You know, we had the Uncle Bowl a few years ago, which I lost, you'll remember. You know, I really used to enjoy that aspect of the Ironmans as well, that little competition between somebody else. You know, there used to be the Keyboard Bowl between Steve D and somebody else. I think even King Dime got involved in it somehow. It was just fun. There used to be a very fun atmosphere about these Ironman Leagues when they were out for the first couple of years. You know. Outpost 91. Oh, came out in this last year. That's nice. Alright, cool. I'll put it on my bookmarks. Maybe take a look at that at some point. Actually, let me just plunk it in that folder there. Yeah, there we go. So, yeah, I mean, I really hope the Ironman League continues to go on. I mean, it might be nice if there were a few more megawads in it again. But I've enjoyed it. I mean, have you enjoyed my stream? Have you enjoyed the streams of them from other people? You know, in the chat, like, what are your thoughts have been in the chat of viewing it as a, you know, or taking part even in the Ironman? Some of you will have taken part in some of them. You know, I mean, I really wouldn't want to see the Ironman League just die like this. I'd happily have it continue for a bit longer. It's a fun concept. It's still a good idea. You know, I think it's still fun to do. It's still something I've enjoyed doing every month, you know. I discover a new WOD and have a bit of fun. I've never participated before, but you're thinking of doing this one. Well, it would be nice if a lot of people played this one. You know, I mean, if this is going to be the end of the Ironman League, then at least it can end on a high, you know. Maybe even be nice if Alfonso came back and just played this map set. That would be cool. But yeah, it's. If this is to be the final Iron Man week, and after this it just dies off and no one cares anymore, then I will say that I've enjoyed the ride while it's lasted. You know, it's been a fun 7 and a bit years. You know, I've taken I can probably say I've taken part in all 100 Iron Man weeks, all the Iron Eagles. There'll still be the Iron Eagle, I guess, every month, but I'll miss the early days of the Iron Man League and how funny the Brit Bowls and the Uncle Bowls used to be. The good times, you know, it was good stuff, and it's still good fun now. I still enjoy the format, and I really just hope it continues though. Hopefully, even if I have to step up and make 101, I mean, fuck it. If it comes to that, maybe I'll just do December and we'll keep going, but we'll see. But I'd rather I prefer to play them rather than host them myself. But you know, I said I'm happy to chip in the odd month in a year to keep it going. I hope a few other people will be willing to do the same. You know, so I guess really also some thoughts on my hosting of doing the last Iron Man League, which was this one, of course. As I said, we got 30 runners total. 7 people died. 2 got soft locked, and everyone else. 1 person reset their computer, and then 4 actual deaths, and a lot of survivals. As you can see, we had 23 survivors, and I came in at 12. But yeah, it's you know, I enjoy doing this. I like doing these obituaries for the players. You know, I have to admit though, I didn't watch every run. That's the thing. Even with a sped up DSDA Doom thing, I didn't actually watch all the runs. I watched some of them, but sometimes I just take a person's comment on the thread and just use it as part of the obituary or the text for the time. You know, and I made sure to chuck in some Bioshock quotes and tweet them a little bit. You know, that's a time consuming thing to come up with, to watch some of these runs, to look for highlights and think of a thing to add in the thing. But I watched a good chunk of them, and even with the sped up, I did watch them, but it is time consuming to watch them all. But yeah, it was fun to put these together and edit the thread over and over. And I like to think I kept on top of being on time for this kind of thing. Like if someone did post a run, I tried to make sure that within the same day it was added to the leaderboard. I will admit though that I did not spend a lot of time thinking of the WOD. I was basically scrambling around to pick a map set, and I didn't really plan this out too well far ahead. I was quite busy in September. I mean, I was going to pick something else, and then the Iron Eagle did it, so I changed my mind last second to the backup option of this. I mean, I was really trying to find something that was a spooky themed horror thing. I mean, I could have picked Tangerine Nightmare, but I wanted to pick a single map WOD. I didn't want something too long, so I was looking for a single map or quite a simple little thing. Certainly, if I did this again, I would try to have some very clear and more challenging map in mind next time. Because although I think this was a decent choice, I felt I could have done better. I felt I could have picked something that's a bit more difficult to some extent. It was slightly rushed to get this done. At the time when I originally had to post it, I just wanted to get it posted and done and there, you know. It wasn't like there was a clear map pick. It was literally shit, need to post something. Okay, I've played this recently as a consideration that Prime suggested because he put his MIDI in it. Okay, we'll play this. Fuck it. But it was fun doing all the write-ups and coming up with some of the things. I hope some people got a chuckle or two off some of the ones. And I did mention I was going to amended Bioshock quotes here. So, yeah. So it was fun, I'd honestly say I'd be happy to do this like once a year, like going forward. I'd be happy to do this once a year where I host a month. So yeah, that's that. And I hope some of you take part in the Iron Man week. It's the 100th time. I'm gonna wing it again, just because. Do take part. It's a fun. If you've never done an Iron Man before, pick this month to do it because it's fun. Genuinely is fun. Yeah. All right. So let's pop back to the full screen. And now I guess I will be talking about some poker stuff. So in terms of the poker landscape, as I did mention at the beginning of this sweet state, October was my best ever month for poker caches in my entire recorded time playing poker. In the month of October alone, for a combination of the national final 6th place finish and a second place finish in a top 4 game and a cash game win. Yeah, cash game win. Actually booked a decent amount in a cash game for once. I made very close to £700 in October. It came to like £693.50. Just about £6.5 shy of 700. I mean, I've had occasional wins where I've won like 90 quid, 100 quid. My highest ever poker win in a single night was 150. That's gone way up now with that national final 6th place finish where I very nearly won a ticket to Las Vegas. If I survived one more person, I could be sitting here right now telling you, well, I got a ticket to Las Vegas. But I missed out by 1 place. But I cashed £570, which is my new highest ever single poker cash of all time, which is fucking great. I was pumped that day when I played in Leeds. It was amazing. And that's the kind of experience I want to have again. That really gave me confidence that I can actually play, if I play a decent, steady game, get a bit of luck, and play my hands as well as I can, and I could perhaps do okay in poker, occasionally. And that kind of encourages me to want to try and go to keep playing these casino tournaments, try to cash out. Maybe it's not maybe hopefully won't be the last time I go and play poker and come back with a 3-figure or 4-figure score. How cool would it be for me to sit here one day and say, so hey Chad, I just won a poker tournament and I've made more than my monthly wage. I've made £1,500 by playing for 10 hours. It's incredible. That's the kind of thing I'm aiming to do. I don't really make enough money in my job at the moment to sustain myself for a good level of living long term. So this is the kind of the side thing that I need to go well. And I enjoy poker sometimes. So I'm really hoping that national final result will spur me on for future endeavors where I start. I need to practice more, I need to study more, but I now have a bit of inspiration to do so. So, yeah. I was going to practice over half term 2 weeks ago, but due to that £700 MOT cost and not having my car, I was kind of put off from doing so. I was planning to do some stuff, but then I had to leave my car in the garage, and I just spent $700. I was a bit put off doing it, but I am hoping to get back into it in the run up to Christmas. Try and go a couple of times before I go down. Maybe try and book a small win, book a decent win. Maybe I'll come on with £500 again. I'm still very much intending to try and start making occasional decent cashes in poker. And I do have another regional final to look forward to later this month on the 24th of November, a Sunday. I will be back in Manchester again playing for another shot at the one Vegas ticket or another national final. It'd be really cool to get to another national final again. Maybe I could try my luck in a second one to make the Las Vegas ticket. Or cash for a good amount. Who knows? But the next Red Tooth regional final will be on the 24th of November, and I will let you know how I get on in the Discord. I will still be practicing on PokerStars occasionally. I'm still doing the weekly, the 2 poker leagues in local pubs every Tuesdays and Thursdays now. Not Wednesdays and Thursdays like it has been. The Wednesday game shifted to a Tuesday, so my streaming night will now be Monday and Wednesday during the week, and the weekend usually for the others, Friday being a co-op night. But I might start turning some of those Friday nights into poker nights as well, if I feel like going to the casino. So yeah, I'm still going to be practicing poker, and maybe I'll have some more success in the future. You know, more exciting success to report. Who knows? Maybe in a few years I might be able to regularly do well in poker. Who knows? Maybe one day I'll come on with a 5-figure score. Could you imagine that if I came on with 10 grand? That would just blow my mind. Winning like £10,000 in a poker tournament because I played that well. But that's a long way off. I've got a lot of practice and grinding to do before, if I ever get to that point. So yeah. Alright, moving on. Penultimate section. We're getting there now, chat. We're getting there. It's that time, and you can probably guess what game's coming up judging by where the camera position has moved to. And obviously, if you've seen a Sweet State before, you know what's coming up. World Misfit is excited. Ha! Only 10k. World Series of Poker John for $10 million US. Oh gosh, no, that'll be insane. But well, first of all, I'd have to actually be able to get a bankroll enough where I can actually put $10,000 and get to Las Vegas in. But I'm kind of hoping that eventually, if I play well enough, long enough, I will start doing decently well in poker. I mean, obviously, I won't be successful a lot. There will be upswings and downswings. Oh, Rounders, yeah. I've watched Rounders. Rounders is great. What a good film that is. John Moneymaker. Rounders is great. Fantastic film. I watched it like about a year or so ago, and it's been really good. How you doing anyway, Flim? We're just on to the Dead by Daylight section, where I'm going to talk about the Halloween event. And not much else, because as far as I'm aware, there's not really anything happening in November. I mean, unless I've missed something, I don't think there is anything on the horizon in November, really. I mean, there is going to be Bone Chill, the winter event, next month, but that's a bit off. I'm not actually sure there's anything really planned. I think there is going to be something coming up, though. I think there's some kind of... I need to look at the roadmap, actually. But I'll look at the roadmap in a minute, but first, obviously, let's talk about the Halloween event a little bit. So, it's again Haunted by Daylight, which is still going on now until the 7th. It's pretty much the same as last year's event, but with a few differences. The Void area is different. The Survivor, the items that both parties get are pretty cool, although Survivors get more of a chance to use it than the Killer in a typical game. But it's a fun little idea, you know, it's a cool little area inside the Void, and it's nice that they bought it. I actually finished the level 3 today, so I have completed the tome, and will now be waiting quite a bit of time for the rest of Tome 21. I'm still waiting for him to do some long-term shit, so I can play more. Well, yeah, it's been pretty fun event again. It is kind of fun, you know. I like the idea of it. The Survivor Smoke Bomb idea is pretty cool. But I actually think they should consider that being an item. survivors could use outside of the event a little bit, because that smoke bomb is really nice for survivors to have, and it adds a little tactical element. I don't know if maybe a perk or an extra item could be added that does a similar thing to that, like a smoke grenade. But I like the idea of the survivors. Should I play a quick game of it to show you? I'm really tempted to play a quick game just to show the event off here. Or do you want to just skip over that? I mean, I did actually play a first impression of this event when it came out on the 17th, to be fair. I'm just kind of itching an excuse to press the play button. But I know this is more of a sweet state, not a play Dead by Daylight state. But I like the idea of it, and it's all good and all, you know. I have spent all my blood points, by the way. I decided instead of hoarding my blood points for the next content release, but I'd spend them instead. That way, when the new release comes out, I mean, when the new release is announced, I will try and get my blood points to 2 million, so I can unlock all the decent perks early. But I've decided that to make it a bit more interesting, instead of trying to just rush the character to Prestige 3 as soon as possible, I'm going to like go, okay, I'll get 2 million blood points, I'll spend them on whatever it is, and then I'll have to play a bit more to unlock the Prestige up to Prestige 6, you know, instead of trying to rush that and then I'm like, I have nothing to do. You know, I've deliberately just decided to basically not hoard blood points and use it as an excuse to play, in a sense, you know, like... But yeah, the event's been pretty cool. Fuck it, let's just play one game. Maybe I'll try and show you the smoke bomb. Also playing as my favourite survivor, Michaela. And Halloween garb that I'll probably drop when it's not, the event is over. I just put it. I'll just play. Don't worry. I'm gonna play just one game. I'm not gonna fucking play a killer game. I know it's a sweet state. And I actually haven't checked what the roadmap for this game is going forward. I'm sure there's something coming out next month, but I don't know what that is, including for oh wow, there is absolutely nothing planned for November, if this roadmap is accurate. However, they are planning something for December. They've got a new killer and a new survivor coming out in December, and a new map. So, I guess November's going to be pretty dry for Dead by Daylight, but then December, there's going to be Bone Chill. Michaela, why Anon? Who Anon? What the fuck? What do you mean Anon? Name's not anonymous. I don't have anonymous mode turned on, do I? I don't think I have. I think I'm against Michaela's. I'm in a weird game, aren't I? I think. I don't think I have anonymous mode turned on. Let me just double check if I somehow accidentally do, but I'm pretty sure I don't. That's the kind of thing you only do if you're a Twitch streamer, to avoid being stream sniped or something, but I don't have TTV in my name. I'm sure I don't have, Oh, shit, it is on. Fucking hell, I didn't realize that. Oh. I must have turned it on at some point and forgot to turn it off. I've been playing for months and not even realised I've been anonymous mode. Holy shit. I really didn't know that. Well, thanks. I guess this was very useful. Chat after all. They told me. So you can kick these pumpkins and they sometimes give you haste. Sometimes they give you a trick and sometimes they just give you points. So that's a little fun thing. I guess the haste is sometimes a little useful when you get it. Alright, so there's been one useful bit. Oh, we have a spirit. And I need to probably leave this area. Yeah, I'm just gonna leave this. Anyway, so we split up. And you will not believe this, but yes, I still enjoy playing this game. I know this will come as no surprise to any of you. But I am more aware these days that this is not a popular thing people want to see. Which is why I've kind of limited its appearances as the vent stuff. And not so much the fillers like I used to do earlier this year and last. So you will be seeing less of this game. Especially now that World of Horror is around. I've got another game I can play for filler material, so yeah. No later. Would you like me to heal you? This is why I'm running emphatic connection. Survivors within 96 meters can see me when they are injured. Which is also useful for other reasons as well. Like, you get free information. Like, if you're injured and you're trying to lead the killer away from generators, people on gens, for instance. Okay, I actually thought I would be able to avoid that. I actually didn't think she was that close. I really didn't. I actually thought, okay, as soon as I hear her get near, I'll hop off the gem, we'll take the hit, but no, she was a lot closer and faster than I anticipated. Oh, you got will make it. She won't be doing that again. Now I'll be able to anticipate next time. Yeah. Yeah, you're not fooling me twice. Yeah, we're not having that again. What are the doors? What's the door situation here? Oh, pretty good. Yeah, so like if you're injured in a chase, and you see someone nearby on a gen, you can avoid that player. So it's useful for information, and obviously if you're looking for someone to heal you, it really helps. So that's why I like to run Emphatic Connection, the Yoichi perk. So it's useful. And you get 30% faster heals, which is not bad. But I think it's more the information you can give out to players that's useful. That's why I tend to run in solo queue. That's why I always run Kindred, so that anyone at Hook knows where everyone is. I run Windows, so I know where all the doors and pallets and things are. And I run Reassurance for hook situations. This is not looking good suddenly. Oh, wow. I thought that might have been a snowball situation right there. But, I think this spirit might have a speed add-on as well for when she does engages in the horning. She was a bit quicker, I think, than usual. So, yeah. I think this spirit is running some decent add-ons. I'm tempted to actually prop Reassurance and go back to the gen here. That's going to help it too. Oh, for fuck's sake, she's fucking guarding this like a... God knows what. I'm trying to stop this gen from aggressing. Oh, so we've got Franklins as well. Yeah, fuck it, go that way. Go that way. Go that way. Yeah, get this. Yeah, go that way. Alright. Nice. We're gonna have to... Oh, actually, no, she's not gonna notice in time. Unless she has nurses calling. Oh, nice! She... Oh, shit. And the run. Oh, no, don't go for the trade. Bye. She's going to know how to kicks on this gen, I think. She's not. Oh, she has. Right. Let's... I'm doing that to stop the regression. We should probably stop, you know, I think at this point, she could just stay there for ages. Actually, maybe I should keep her there for a bit. If she thinks we're going to keep trying on this generator, she might stay around this area. Which might be really annoying. She's going to hate the fact I keep doing this. No, look at, she's checking every time. She does not want people to say, get off my generator. Oh, she's trying to phase on me, but I go silent. Yeah. Wow, she's trying to predict as well. This might be a decent spirit player. I bet she anticipates, right, I'm going to stop and then... Oh, shit. Oh, she's got genetic limits as well as that. The way they're here, this will be maybe decent. Do that. Oh, for fuck's sake. Oh, I was really hoping she was going to commit to that, but I should have been more patient there. I'm not worried about the Franklins, though. That med kit was already empty. So, I didn't actually do anything. I lost the 50-50, but then again, it's a spirit. They're very... I should be more patient there. I thought she would immediately try and go around, but she didn't. If I had waited, I would have wasted... I would have got about 5 or 6 more seconds there. It's just so annoying. Like, sometimes you just have to know if the player's going to commit to the attack. I don't think this player is. I think this player's going to, like, try and mind game on the pallets and stuff, so I should probably do that next time, if there is a next time. One swirling Joe, yes. Anti-camp meter building up a little bit here. Yeah, we need to leave this area, but... Alright. Ada's the only one who can take a hook at this point, but... Wait, did you just steal a bunch very quickly there? Stealth 100. It's always fun when you get away with something like that in a kill, where you hide in plain sight. Alright, let's get one of these. And a smoke bomb's going to be very useful here, I think, against this killer. But I need to get into the rift to do that. Oh, kick. Okay. Alright, so they have genetic limits, they have Franklins. Not Swappy, so... We've got 2 of the perks identified, and we've just got 2 left to figure out. Well, actually, one of the hexes left early, so they probably had Devour Hope. So it's just 1 perk left to worry about. Yeah, Treat Pumpkin gives you a haste boost. It's actually a pretty nice one as well. I don't know if we should be... Yeah, we probably shouldn't really be opening too many voids. Yeah, fuck it, doesn't matter. Yeah, so again, this is the void area. It looks nice. I like the verticality of it. It's a decent area. It's fun to... It's not got an infinite like last year that was a bit broken. Oh, she actually came inside. Holy shit. Right. And this is the Void Crystal Smoke Bomb, which is actually really effective if you use it right. But you can still kind of counter it. Okay. Do we... Oh no. Oh no. I need to lead her away. Oh. Oh, she's not stupid. Well, to be fair, it's pretty easy to not take that. Oh, we need to stretch this spirit out a bit. Get her to start sweating on multiple gems. Oh, nice. This one hasn't fully reversed. If we can get some nice pressure... Actually, Shack Power's still up. It's going to have to be quite an interesting game after all. Yes, but yes. Phase. What direction? Yeah. Oh, this could be cheeky. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. She saw the Ada. She goes back for me. Oh my god, the other person's almost finished. Gas them again, just in case. Go! Go, 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 go. Okay, I should go to this one, since the other player will be on the other one. I really hope they don't have Noed. I mean, Noed is kind of a crutch perk, but it is a useful ink. Okay, no Noed, that's good. I mean, Noed is a crutch perk, but it is a useful endgame perk if you know how to use it right. I get out here. Despite giving away an easy down in the early part of the game. Alright. I don't know if we should open this shit. Nah, she doesn't have Noed, we're good. We might have to save this bit. Okay, we open now. Alright, now this is where it could be useful. Oh, she got out, she got out. Yeah, you see, this is where Infect Connection would be useful. So in this instance, she sees me here. If I do this, she'll know this is the exit gate. So here's the smoke bomb. You can't see either, but the killer loses scratch marks, and it's way more annoying for them. You can do it. It can be sneaky. What I like to do is I like to run straight through the killer because they don't anticipate you. They think you'll go off to the side or something, but sometimes you just run straight past them. GG. That was actually a pretty fun game. Thanks for playing that I had another. Yeah, I don't know why I didn't realize I didn't have anonymous mode on. I mean, there is an option to hide other players' names, hide your name. Kind of home for that one. So we had, we had third seal. Does that mean they had, third seal and thrill? Interesting. Oh, third seal could have been nasty actually. And then, we didn't have a speed one. They had a recharge rate. So I just fucking completely misjudged what the spirit was. I thought they had a speed add-on for the power, which does happen. There are add-ons that allow you to the movement speed of the haunting. So you've got the mother-daughter ring, which is the king, the queen of all that stuff, of course. You've also got well, that decreases it, but it massively increases it. And you've got Muddy Cap and the Zori. So there are some that minorly increase the speed of it. So yeah. Anyway, yeah. So nothing in November to look forward to. Dead by Daylight wise. But December is going to be busy. New killer, new survivor, new map, Bone Chill event, so that means snowmen. I don't actually know if it's going to be licensed or not licensed. The last one was Dracula, so I think it's going to be an original release. So we'll probably see some kind of trailer or teaser for whatever the heck it is. I don't have any idea what what the next kill is going to be at this point. So could be anything. But I think it's going to be an original combination. Might not be, though. I mean, next year there's going to be Five Nights at Freddy's coming to the game. There's apparently something coming out in January or February as well. So, you know, game is still fun. And oh, right. Actually, I think 2v8's coming back this month. I completely forgot. I think 2v8's actually coming back. That's the thing that's happening in November. 2v8 is making its second iteration, I think, with 2 extra survived killers. So that'll be fun. The return of 2 versus 8, which was a really fun game mode. So I get that to look forward to. I completely forgot about that. As you do. When's the Doom crossover with Cyber Demon and Elliot Swan? Don't know. Probably never. I mean, you could have Doom, but you'd have to gimp the Doom Slayer. You couldn't have him like as the Crucible, you know, killing the killers. unless the excuse was like he went through the void and he lost all his weapons. Yeah, but he still has his fists. So, you know, had all the berserk packs, I guess. Alright, so, got to that point of the sweet state where it is time for a recap and then audience questions. Doomslayer would have to be an anti-killer type. Just doesn't fit him otherwise, yeah. I don't think it could work. So, yeah, a summary of the sweet state. You can forgive any, obviously. Now is the time for any questions from the audience about what's been discussed tonight. So, in a summary, no promotion for level 2, teaching assistant, still stuck at level 1. Hoping to lose weight by Christmas. Hoping to have hopefully not going to be spending too much more money on my car this month, even though I'm going to have to get some more stuff fixed. Yeah, Doom 3 NPC, that makes sense. I've recapped Spooktober. Quake stuff will be happening in the future. Now I've got Ironware running up and proper. Bloodflow is going to be the next Doom-related thing I play after Coven. And I will announce the next non-Doom-related stream thing tomorrow after Coven's finished. 100th Iron Man League is this month. Iron Eagle's not out yet. I'll probably get around to the Iron Mans as soon as the Iron Eagle is up. It was fun to host last month's Iron Man League. Poker, I've got a regional final on the 24th of this month to look forward to. Still practicing otherwise. Dead by Daylight Halloween event's been pretty fun. Looking forward to the 2v8 and December's content. And that's it. So, are there any questions that any of you have? Depop has a Shamble emote. Nice. And there's the Age of Empires to Cobra Gar. So, are there any questions from anyone in the chat about anything that's been discussed tonight? Anything at all? You know, now's your chance to ask away. Oh, and there's another firework going off. It's not, I really hope they don't do this tomorrow night when I'm trying to sleep late or whatever. But they probably will. They're probably doing fireworks next couple of days. Nothing immediate, but I am trying to think of something. Not sure you'll succeed though. Your question forming skills are being put to the test. I see. I mean, if you don't have any questions, that's fine. I just end the sweet state and we'll go on with our lives. I'll just sit here and... I mean, my third one won't be close to ready for playtesting streams until January, so that's not anything to ask now. Oh yeah, I almost forgot. I am going to be doing a playtesting stream. Well, obviously, I'm going to be doing a playtesting stream this month. Of course. And I've got a couple of interesting... well, I've got one or two interesting things to check. One thing in particular is going to be very interesting for me to check out for the playtest stream. I completely forgot to mention that. The playtest stream, of course, yeah. Yeah, there will be a playtest stream this month, and there's going to be one interesting inclusion in it. So, I'll talk more about that when we get to it. And I probably also need to pick out a couple of things for it, which I will do. Maybe I'll look tomorrow and see if I can find some WODs, but I do have one or two that I've got in mind already. How many do we have? Oh, we have 5 viewers. Okay, so not too many people in the chat tonight. Fair enough. I mean, what other options are there out there in the Twitch landscape? Oh, you can watch Napsom do some runs. You could watch... Oh, King Dime's playing Doom. You could watch... King Dime streaming. Wow. Take the Crown Hold Mode Tournament. Ooh, nice. Sounds fun. Always nice to see King Dime doing some streaming, of course. I'm certain it dropped by 10 views when you went to Dead by Daylight. Daniru is playing Doom 64. Nah, everyone's probably on Discord or something. That's where everyone hangs out these days. Discord servers. And with Discord streaming options. I like doing Discord streams occasionally. They are fun. On the Jimmy's private server in Hellforge. No, I've never heard of Danyaru PD64. No. Not one I've heard of. Okay, well, I guess that's it for the questions. Partly Depop said Dead by Daylight drove everyone away. Kako occasionally raids him and gets raided back by him. That's nice. Okay, so in that case then, I want to thank everyone who has been watching live of this Sweet State. I will be streaming tomorrow when I'll be playing the final 2 maps of Coven, where I will afterwards announce the next game I'll be playing that's not Doomwise related. So there is going to be Bloodflow coming up, Doomwise, and there will be something else non-Doomwise that I'll announce tomorrow evening. So thanks for watching, everyone, and hope you all have a wonderful Saturday evening in November. Ta-ta for now. Oh wait, I forgot one more thing actually. You know what? No one asked for this person during the stream, but fuck it. You get to close the stream out, Cherry. Alright, Cherry, take it away. Close the stream for me. Me? No, you know, close the stream. You know, say goodbye to everyone and I'll stop the stream. No! The fuck you, Cherry! Fuck you! Throw it!